Hello everyone and welcome to Study IQ English. I am Joycey Joy. In this video, we will be discussing about World Bank. Let's get started. First, coming to Bretton Woods Organization. So, Bretton Woods Organization, a conference was held in Bretton Woods town, which is in USA, and this was after the Second World War. So, after the World War II, a conference was held in Bretton Woods town, which is in USA. And the purpose of this conference was to restore peace and restore the normal functioning of the global economy. We know that after the two world wars, World War I and World War II, the order of the world economy was totally collapsed. The world economy was shattered, and also there were many losses to different countries in the world. So in order to restore the global economy, a conference was held in Bretton Woods in USA. A total of 44 nations participated in this Bretton Woods conference, and India was also a participant of the Bretton Woods conference. And as a result, or we can say that the outcome of the conference proposed three institutions, or proposed for the creation of three international institutions. One is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which is commonly known as the World Bank, IBRD or World Bank. Second one is IMF, International Monetary Fund, and International Trade Organization, ITO, and this proposal did not materialize. Instead of this proposal, GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, was made, and later this led to the formation of WTO. I hope the sequence is clear for you. After the Second World War, the different countries in the world, major countries in the world, met at Bretton Woods. A Bretton Woods conference was held in USA, and the proposed outcomes of the conference were the creation of three international institutions. One, the IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. What kind of reconstruction does it mean? It means the reconstruction of the global economy after the war and development. Second one is IMF, International Monetary Fund, and the third one is ITO. The third one proposed was ITO, which is the International Trade Organization. But this idea of ITO did not materialize. Instead, GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, was made. It was not an institution, it was only an agreement, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, which later became the WTO, World Trade Organization. Now, the Bretton Woods twins, that is the World Bank and the IMF, is called the Bretton Woods twins. These two are considered as specialized agencies of the United Nations. And the World Trade Organization is considered a related organization of the United Nations. Now coming to the World Bank, established in 1945. It was originally focused on war-torn European countries. That is, those European countries which have collapsed due to the war. After 1950s, it started focusing on poor countries of Asia and Africa. So if we look into the history of World Bank, which is headquartered in Washington in USA, the history says that in the beginning, that is in the primary 5 to 6 years, the focus of the World Bank was on some of the European countries which were collapsed due to the World Wars 1 and 2. Later, the World Bank started giving priority or focus to the poor countries of Asia and Africa. So World Bank is a group of 5 institutions, or we can say that World Bank group consists of 5 institutions. We'll come to it, 5 institutions of the World Bank group. But generally when we say World Bank, it is the IBRD plus the IDA. IBRD is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, whereas IDA is International Development Authority. So these two institutions within the World Bank group are called World Bank, and the group consists of 5 institutions. So let's see which are these 5 institutions under the World Bank group. First one is IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It gives developmental loans with interest. So developmental loans means what? For the purpose of development, to undertake developmental projects. And this is with interest, which means that the principal needs to be returned along with interest. But interest would definitely be subsidized. So this is for the implementation of developmental projects, IBRD. Second one is IDA, International Development Authority Association. It assesses the poorest countries via interest-free loans. So this IBRD plus the IDA together forms the World Bank. So even though these 5 institutions becomes World Bank group, only the first 2 are part of World Bank. It is generally considered as World Bank. And the difference is that IBRD gives loans for developmental projects and it carries a rate of interest. Whereas IDA, International Development Association, it assesses the poorest countries through interest-free loans. That is called as soft loans or concession loans. Okay, so that is IDA. Third one is International Finance Corporation, IFC. It supports the enterprise of developing countries, like for example, masala bonds, etc. Enterprises, the commercial enterprises of developing countries, IFC. Next is MIGA. MIGA is Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. It offers foreign investors insurance against non-commercial risk. So this is to promote foreign investment. Promotes foreign investment. It offers foreign investors insurance against non-commercial risk. For non-commercial risk, insurance is provided to the foreign investors. It helps the third world nations attract foreign investment. So that is why we said it promotes foreign investment. Third world nations refers to developing countries like India. Developing countries like India. Now fifth one is International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. This is a dispute settlement mechanism of the World Bank. It helps in dispute resolution related to foreign investment or foreign companies in the third world countries. India is not a member, you have to remember that. For all the other 4 institutions under the World Bank group, India is a member, but India is not a member for International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. So what is the purpose of International Center for Settlement of Industrial Disputes? It helps in dispute resolution to resolve the disputes related to foreign investments and foreign companies in the third world countries. And India is not a member. This is very important to remember. In the first 4 organizations, voting power depends on the share capital provided by the country. So not all the countries have the same voting power or voting rights. Voting rights depends on the share capital, that is the shares provided by each country. And the fifth organization, which is a dispute settlement, so the concept of each country's voting power does not apply here. Since USA and European power collectively command large shareholdings in World Bank and IMF, they have informal arrangement. See, definitely European authorities, European countries and USA would be having more shares in this international organizations. So, therefore, they have an informal arrangement, that is, USA will pick the president for World Bank, whereas European Union will pick a president for the IMF. So, this is actually an informal arrangement between them because they have more voting powers, because they have more shares. So, this is an informal arrangement between them. This is also important to remember. So, a member of US or a US citizen becomes the president of World Bank, whereas a person from the European Union becomes the president for IMF. These are the important reports published by the World Bank. Reports and indices are important for competitive examination. These are only a few of the important reports. There are so many reports, but these are the important ones. World Development Report, Ease of Doing Business Index. This is very important, and UPSC itself has asked this question many times. Third is Remittance and Migration Report, and fourth one is Global Economic Prospectus Report. So these are the 4 reports published by World Bank. 4 important reports published by the World Bank. We will be having a discussion on IMF as well. Similarly, a very short discussion to get you the points important from the perspective of examinations. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the very best.